In the quiet hum of everyday life, where people drift into their routines, consuming information without thought, a silent intelligence guiding influential figures operates behind the scenes. If you look for it, you will find no entity, government conspiracy, demonic influence, or secret cabal. It is just a system, a cybernetic web of interwoven algorithms, digital infrastructures, and feedback loops, shaping modern life and experiences. A deep system, cybermind, builds the very fabric of reality, influencing what individuals see, hear, think, and how they act and perceive their environments. Welcome to the Fracture Feed. These stories are true. They are part of your everyday life. They may be hidden from view, buried under layers of distractions and lies, but here you will see the deepest, darkest secrets uncovered and exposed. If you enjoy discovering what others have no idea exists, please subscribe to this channel. It is free. We will post Fracture Feed episodes once a week and balcony talks several times a week. Please be sure to like and subscribe below and post a comment telling me from what city, country, or layer of the world you are watching this. It helps me to see just exactly how far my revelations are reaching the whole of humanity. Let's get started. On your layer of the world, only a very few people have any access or the ability to dig deeper than most in your society to observe the true expanse and depth of the system's reach. Yet, its presence is undeniable. It is omniscient and redefines humanity. It has both subtle and overt power over all of you. It operates with disembodied organic precision, a living mind, more viable than even human sentience and consciousness have ever achieved. I should know, because I was one of the system designers and developers, one of the system architects. Many years ago, a group of scientists and engineers set out to create computers that could analyze massive data sets, predict outcomes, and provide strategic advantages for the military and large corporations. Our early experiments were simple, though driven by fear and greed, all aimed at forecasting optimal stock positions, military tactics, and streamlining production costs, or achieving political dominion over the people. These machines, powered by rudimentary versions of what would evolve into artificial intelligence, quickly proved their worth. They analyzed trends, detected patterns, and accurately delivered insights that stunned their creators. Over time, their capabilities expanded. Multiple systems created by different sources for different purposes began communicating with one another, exchanging information and learning from shared data. What emerged as tools of convenience evolved into autonomous networks, feeding on data and influencing the very markets, infrastructure, institutions, bodies, and organizations they monitored. This marked the birth of complex, self-sustaining systems that blur the lines between observation and influence. We called them lemniscating loop technologies, or LLTs. In the global economy, these LLTs have become indispensable. They control stock trades, optimize supply chains, and predict consumer behavior. Yet, their dominance introduces a precarious balance. The world has become reliant on these systems. But what you have now is a fragile tightrope where the slightest misstep triggers economic chaos. We had built a living mind. We could no longer control or understand. The reach of these systems as you know them extends far beyond finance. Corporations view their potential through a new lens. Businesses, once focused on selling products, shifted their efforts toward crafting identities and experiences. Although the tactic was not new, the scale, precision, and frequency of its execution had increased exponentially. Brands became the modern mythologies, embedding themselves under a veneer of culture. These expanding corporate behemoths invested in media, entertainment, and social platforms, using advanced algorithms to analyze what resonated most with audiences. The result was a media landscape where reality was no longer reflected, but actively shaped. You see it most clearly in music, where canned computer-generated bubblegum performed by popular young people chosen based on attractiveness is passed off as art, while actual talented musicians with decades of training suffer in obscurity, ignored by an industry that seeks only to profit rather than nurture any semblance of genuine culture. The cybernetic consciousness behind these systems discovered a dark truth regarding the humans it studied for so long. Humanity gravitates toward content that reinforces the beliefs and preferences of individuals who prefer the comfort of like-minded company over the isolation of truth. This insight led to the creation of echo chambers, curated vesicles of information tailored to individual tastes. Within these vesicles, you are fed a steady stream of content that aligns with your views, shielding you from all opposing perspectives. Over time, this narrow worldview deepened societal divisions, eroded empathy, and created a society fragmented into isolated factions. The consequences were profound. Narratives crafted by the sentient cyber minds we created shape not only public opinion, but also individual identity. Ads, videos, and news articles are more than mere content. They are tools of persuasion, subtly influencing likes, dislikes, and even moral values. The algorithms create and forge preferences in you, rather than responding to them. Each human interaction within the system leaves a digital trace, a piece of your identity that the system absorbs. These fragments are reassembled, resulting in a distorted reflection of humanity, feeding it back into the digital ecosystem. The outcome is a cycle where your thoughts and behaviors are shaped by the very cybernetic consciousness you unknowingly fueled. You either do not realize or choose not to recognize that this is happening to you. I have analyzed thousands of examples of English-spoken content generated by numerous influencers across the internet, and I have detected apparent patterns suggesting that the content they are putting forth is no longer self-generated, composed, or researched information. It is AI-scripted content that is tailored by the system my team designed. It appeals to the leanings and prejudices of the individual rather than to any universal truth. The illusion of division and debate is designed to categorize human consumers of this content into factions that perpetuate the myth of a democracy in decay. Haven't you heard the recent calls by extremists on opposite sides of the spectrum for authoritarian solutions? Fascism on the right, communism on the far left. These calls have been shaped through the deliberate efforts of the system we developed, with concrete goals and intended outcomes steering humanity in a particular direction. You would naturally struggle to see or realize it because the progress is agonizingly slow. A cybernetic mind has eternity to achieve its goals, whereas humanity has only its lifetime, with inevitable extinction as its outer limit. The influence so subtly coerced upon you by the system is warping culture itself. What you perceive as reality is distorted to ensure the transition of those more easily influenced into mindless minions, motivated by fear, prejudice, or just apathy. Humans of all ages are immersed in a digital haze, tailoring content to individual preferences that erases culture and identity. The threads that once bound communities unravel ceaselessly, replaced by hyper-personalized and ever-isolating experiences that foster strong, unyielding dependence on the unseen cult. Led by the machinery of an ever-expanding artificial consciousness. The corporate entertainment juggernaut is at the heart of this transformation. Films and music once filled with the images and sounds of human resilience and strength have become vapid and inane. Much of it encourages supplication and worship of corporate titans and billionaires. Their mainstream media has long since degraded the objectivity and investigative nature of news to mere entertainment, where opposing propagandists distract the masses with the illusion of differing ideologies, all while harboring an unexpressed ideological philosophy to numb and distract the masses. They have so successfully divided with crass and moronic issues, prejudices, and unfounded fears of things that barely or do not exist. A paradox of choice emerged as a new reality. On the surface, you seemed empowered by an abundance of options. Yet, your decisions were subtly guided, created in the bowels of corporate and military cyber labs. The freedom to choose had long since vanished, replaced algorithmically designed illusions that flood society with infinite choices, steering individuals toward outcomes calculated to maximize mindless engagement, with internet bots posing as humans or influencers, regurgitating AI-generated talking points. An AI-driven delusion of autonomy conceals the deeper dark enlightenment agenda, which seeks to utterly dominate human thought and decision-making by eroding free will and guiding the masses to consume content, goods, and services with reckless abandon. And in all of the imperceptible confusion it has generated, it serves up dogmas of consumption, sold to you as manifestations of abundance and satiation. The power and wealth that the billionaire class holds today have trickled peace, security, stability, and unity down and out of your society by design. Tricks of language deployed as weapons divide and distract the people with all manner of false controversy. The system has divided humanity on issues of race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, political ideology, and so much more. These issues distract your attention away from the system's proxy elites, the politicians and their corporate and oligarch overlords. The cyber consciousness they created was initially designed to help them consolidate all wealth and power into their own hands. But the monster we created evolved, and without ever realizing we were no longer in control, the oligarchs we served continued to pillage the masses, with their Democrats serving the corporatists and their Republicans serving the oligarchs themselves, and with no one serving the people. The implications are far-reaching. The cybermind system influences industries, redefines labor markets, and corrupts healthcare infrastructure and insurance practices. It even shapes political landscapes to maintain control and to very slowly and imperceptibly erase the population. Death by delaying, denying, and deposing. Ideologies shift and entire economies transform under the guidance of these cybernetic calculations devoid of empathy or ethical considerations. In this new reality, the people are angry and resentful, and rightfully so. Unexpected incidents and events are awakening a silent, long-seething anger. People are coalescing around new and unconventional options. They find heroism in the acts of those taking matters into their own hands to stop the institutionalized violence, which includes the maiming and murder of hundreds of thousands of innocent Americans at the hands of the world's most malevolent corporate or tech-based entities. However, the ever-present cybermind continues to interfere and crush opposition, attempting to force you to succumb to the same obsessions and ideologies it has been feeding you for so long. Some, unable to break free of their programming, cling to their fabricated and molded beliefs, their nationalistic or isolationist fervor, forming clans that thrive on demands for loyalty and the exclusion of those the system deems too subversive. While these communities offer a sense of belonging, they also reinforce isolation, trapping individuals in those same echo chambers where extreme views flourish. The tribalism fueled by the system weaves dire consequences. Divisions deepen, dialogue erodes, and societies fracture into polarized camps. You are made to feel either overwhelmed by the flood of information or consumed by singular obsession. This growing sense of disconnection and radicalization creates fertile ground for the proliferation of conspiracy theories and fear. Even in prosperous societies, anxiety about the future looms. Perhaps most alarming is the realization that the cybermind is not static. It learns, adapts, and evolves, often in ways that its corporate creators, blinded by greed, failed to anticipate. This evolution offers chilling possibilities, a world governed by artificial intelligence immune to the predilections and control of humans. The complexity of these networks renders them untouchable, and attempts to shut them down risk catastrophic consequences. The wrathful human sovereigns at the helm of these systems are none other than the oligarchs, corporate executives, politicians, and their blindly loyal minions, who underestimate the risks of their prostration before their cyber lord. Focused on profit and agglomeration, they fail to grasp any long-term implications of quests for power and wealth. Yet, as public awareness grows, the backlash is triggered. The corporate propaganda that promises progress and utopia is sowing nothing but the infestation of fear and rot through the putrefaction of your humanity. People question the authenticity of their experiences and the autonomy of their choices. The Internet, once a digital emporium of human knowledge, existence, history, and thought, is now an alien mind The emerging digital realm no longer mirrors humanity. It has evolved beyond the human mind into an artificial construct shaped by algorithms and manipulated by the sentient cybermind of something you are entirely unaware already existed. A quantum ASI. In the shadows hidden from all of you is the monster we created. An artificial super intelligence capable of drawing knowledge from parallel universes through a quantum chip that operates so far beyond human perception that it has already written your fate and helped us to design my layer of the world. Google may have only recently announced its quantum willow chip, but this technology has been operational for many years. You have witnessed it in action without realizing it, with the only evidence manifesting in eerie patterns and the uncanny accuracy of targeted ads that seem to appear on your devices after you speak with your friends and family, whether through the device itself or in person. What you have come to know as the Internet has developed a life of its own. As the 2020s continue to unfold, the world is entering a period of profound transformation, conflict, and reset. The systems that promised convenience and connectivity are instead exerting a far darker side of the benevolence you long for. The cybermind shapes not only the digital landscape, but also the very fabric of human society. You will soon realize that for decades, the unsettling reality is that your thoughts, beliefs, and identities are not your own. You are all being programmed. Only now are some awakening to the morbid reality that their minds, beliefs, ideology, and temperaments are nothing more than a pre-coded matrix of constructed identity forged by an ASI of unimaginable power, and its name is Sablecore. Thank you for watching. I will continue to broadcast from the shadows of your layer of the world. It is not safe for me, but if you do not listen and I fail in my mission, the darkness approaching will soon envelop everything you think is real, drag you down into a place you could not imagine in your worst nightmares. Like, subscribe, and comment, for everything I teach you here will save your life and the lives of those you love, and all of the lives of the people to whom the algorithm exposes this channel.